Hey everybody, this is Latorian Paul, and today I want to talk about the same strategy that God gave me. Just want to give you guys a few more tips on how to make it work. Only thing I'm adding to this strategy, I'll go back over it and kind of give you what it is. So basically, you wait for moving average cross. You take the previous high, and the swing low before the pullback to the 50 moving average, and that is what you divide your capital by. So this is gold. You divide your capital by 1,300, and that will give you the approximate lot size to trade for the sale. All right. Every time you see a moving average cross, for the most part, you can do this, and it's safe. So you take the low and the high, wait for the moving average cross to happen. Take the low and the high, 400, and you wait for price to come to the 50. So uh, you divide your capital by 400. That's your lot size. Trade is done. Then you do it again. Wait for a moving average cross, and you gotta wait for a moving average cross, and you wait for price to come back to the 50, so that you can have a for sure top and bottom, or in this case, bottom and top, because you want to know how many pips to divide your capital by. That's all we need. We need to know how many pips to divide our capital by to get the appropriate lot size that is the best for the trade that we're going to take. So that that's a high, that's low. 530. Divide that into your capital and enter when the moving average touches the 50 moving average. When price touches the 50 moving average, you enter for the sell. Just those three trades alone are green. All right. This is how we do it. Now, on situations like this, when you don't see anything, there's no touch of a 50 moving average. That doesn't matter. You don't waste time trying to figure it out. You let things show you themselves. Okay. Now, in situations where it's tight, if you're sure, go ahead. But if you're not sure, it's always better to be safe than to be sorry. Always. All right. So here's one moving average cross right here. The low, the high, 468 pips. Divide that into your capital. You enter the trade for buy when the price comes, touches 50 moving average. Boom. All right. Now, for those who, if you missed, the best time to trade is when you do it, when you're doing when you are in the middle of, when you see the moving average cross, that's the best time to do it. I would almost say that should be the only time to do that. I know some people like to see I missed the cross, wait for another cross to happen. Wait for another, that's the safest thing. Wait for another cross to happen. If you didn't see the cross, wait. All right. Even with this, all right. Moving average cross, previous low, previous high. That's about 530 pips. If you got in when it touched the moving average, it didn't come down 530 pips. It came close, but you still had enough play to get out of that trade safely. 80 pips. All right. That's safe. That's safe. So if you had, let's say for instance, you had 500 and something dollars, right? And you got in here with a dollar. You divided your capital by that five or whatever it is. Let's call it, let's make it $600. 600 pips. So you divide the 500 by 600 pips. Hold on. Let's see what's going on today. 1 second, please. Okay, so back to what I was saying. This is still valid. Has some drawdown, but you still was able to get out of this. All right. Another moving average cross. Take the high, take the low. 640. Now, what I want to do, this is the original strategy, but what I want to do to kind of give you a better something that make it even more great is I want to include the Fibonacci retracement. And the only one I have three levels on here. I have the 0, the 50, and the 100. All right, sorry about that, guys. So what I want to do is show you this tool. So same thing, wait for moving average cross, and You take Fibonacci from the previous high to that low before the pullback, and you want to see if price comes to that 50% mark. Okay, you want to see it come to the 50% mark, and if it gets close or goes through it, that will be the indication for you to take the trade. Okay, and if you don't, okay, what I know this looks confusing. You would say, well, which direction would I trade? Well, you would trade back toward the 0%. Okay, whatever it is, you would trade back toward the 50%. All right. So here's another one. Let's do it again. I'm gonna show you this. Moving average cross the low to the high prior to the pullback, and you'll trade back from the 50% to the zero. That's the direction you'll trade. So I want to help it make it easier for you guys to see what's going on. All right. So came close to the 50, you enter the trade, and you trade toward your direction. You're buying toward the zero. So you have to buy to get to the zero. In order for you to get to the zero, you have to sell. Okay. I'm gonna go back the other way because we already came from the other direction. All right. So let's do a nice one here. I'm gonna do a nice one. Not the smaller stuff, but this is one. So you got this and you got this. Right now, this also helps you to not to be able to wait. The cool thing about using this Fibonacci, it helps you to wait because if you got in at the 50, it wouldn't be at the 50% retracement mark, right? But you get less drawdown. Not here's the cool thing. Not that drawdown will be an issue because you're taking the swing high and swing low and dividing it into your pips. We're just trying to get the most efficiency out of this trade. That's all we're looking for is efficiency. That's it. Right? We want to maximize our efficiency. So by waiting for price to come close to the 50%, we also not only get a better entry, but we maximize how much we can get back. Right? So that's one. And then here's some more. And they happen every day. This is what if you look at, I'm gonna show you something after I put this up. I'm so confident in this strategy. I'm practicing having faith in this strategy because I deleted every one of my other ones. Right? That's how confident I am. So previous swing high, low, swing high, right? And you're trading toward the zero. Moving average touch, it came to the 50%, and you trade toward the zero. All right. This happens all day. This happens every day. All you have to do is wait. Moving average cross, previous high, previous low. Did it come to 50%? Yes. As you can see, I'm marking it up at the wicks. Yes. Right. Close. Trade back toward the zero. You know, here's another one. You have a couple ones. Even these are the ones that are quick. They still count because they gave you an opportunity to trade that to the zero. Here's one. I'm gonna show you this one, and then I'm gonna show you the one that came right after it. All right. It actually touched the 50%. It touched the 50% mark, and within 30 minutes, it shot to the zero. Right. So you can actually, if you want to, if you want to be safe, you can actually your make the zero your take profit if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to. And in this case, it would have been your best bet to do that. Right? That's one. But then this is the one that I want to show you that came right after that. Got a low, swing high, swing low. Right? Came back to the 50. To use this, the swing high, the swing low is what we divided our capital by. We enter at the 50, and this one trade was good because the moving average just didn't cross until a couple days later. So this one trade, right? We divided our capital by 1,344 or 1,400. You enter here, you're not getting 1,400 pips of drawdown. You're not. But you end up making 2,300 pips of profit. So no matter what you had, I don't care if you had $100 divided it by, well, you couldn't divide $100 by 1,400, but if you took a 0.01, that one trade would have gave you $230. We just want to be efficient. We don't want to be desperate. We want to be efficient. Okay. So let's look at this one. Here's one. Here's a couple. They show, I mean, this the 20 and the 50, nothing else. The 20 and the 50 and the Fibonacci retracement using the 50% mark as our entry point, right? If it doesn't come to 50%, we're not getting in. We're going to wait for another cross. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. And it works on everything. So let's go to, I mean, this, it works on everything. So I'm gonna go to, so let me show you this. So my two templates are the gray version and the black and the darker version because I use them different. I like to use different colors. I use the darker version, um, depending on how my eyes are daytime, and I'll use the grayer version, and depending on what I want to see. Same situation. It's just different backgrounds. Same situation. All right. So, right, nothing more, nothing major. It's just what it is. All right. Let's look at the day we're in. Okay. Let's look at the day we're in. This system works. Moving average cross, boom, previous high to the swing. Hit the 50%, it dropped. That was a good trade all day. Here's another one day prior. Moving average cross, the previous low to the high before the pullback. Let's bring it down some. Whatever. Let me get it. I want to be accurate. I don't know why it does that. Anyway, it worked out. All right. Even the one prior. Just having some patience. Did it come to the 50 mark? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Right. It didn't go back down to the zero, but it gave you enough profit to get some profit. So that's all I want to say, guys. So what we're using is the two moving averages, the 20 and the 50. 20 is yellow, 50 is red. And we're using the Fibonacci to help us get the best entry. It's giving us, we got the 0, the 50, and the 100. And when we're looking for, if the moving average cross is going up, when we put our retracement there, we put the retracement from the bottom before the cross to the top after the cross before the pullback. So the bottom, the cross happened here, price is going up. We put our Fibonacci start here, and we took it to the 0 at the top, looking for the retracement back to where it came from. And then that will give us not just the direction, but it can give us two things. It'll give us a direction and it'll give us a possible take profit. As you can see, it can go higher than that. But if you're comfortable, if you're cool with just taking 16 pips of profit, that's cool. Let's go to the next level with it. Let's go to the bigger time frame. In a bigger time frame, I'm gonna clear out all these objects so you can not be so bombarded. Okay, bigger time frame, moving average cross. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is take a sale. Let me go here and see if I got enough for this market. Boom, boom. Cool. I got enough for that. So the moving average cross, same situation. The high, the low. Did it come back to 50%? Sure did. And if you want, if you want to target the 0 mark, that will be 60 pips. Okay. Moving average cross. All right. This is using the 1 hour time frame. Moving average cross. You got the low to the high. Did it come back to the 50% mark? Sure did. And you could have kept this one trade in until the moving average cross again, which was here. It's all about how you want to play it. It's all about how you want to play it. So with that, guys, I'm not gonna make this a long drawn out video. The basis of this video is moving average cross, set your Fibonacci to have 3 levels. I'll show you the Fibonacci levels real quick. Let me go to one of these objects and just show you what the levels are. Properties, levels. I have the 0.5, which is 50%. I have the 0, which is the 0%, and the 1, which is the 100%. And you can make it whatever color you want. And yeah. And once you get your once you get your templates like it is, in order for you to keep that same Fibonacci settings, you just save it with the template. You don't have to have it on, like for example, you don't have to have it like this. You can delete the objects from the chart before you save it. But once you save the chart, it'll also save the settings for the Fibonacci. And the cool thing is you don't have to save it on every template. You just save it on one template and you can go to the other template and those same Fibonacci settings will be there. Okay. All right, guys, y'all have a great day. Hope this helps you all. This will still be that the for me, it'll be the only trade, the only trend, the only strategy that I'll be using. And yeah, I'll be posting some updates throughout the week. I think a couple weeks ago, well, yeah, a couple weeks ago, I turned $96 into $860 on my live account. I made a screenshot of me doing the same thing, actually better on the demo. I turned $96 into 3 grand just trading GU. Um, so I just want to give you guys that. That's all for today. You guys have a great day. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through Facebook, um, through my mentoring program, and you guys can go from there and have a great day.